Hello Nigeria, welcome to your favorite news magazine program, Newsline. I am Becky Madujemo. Tonight we have eyes on the younger generation. The girl child was celebrated on Friday by all countries of the world, empowering young females towards self-actualization and national development topped the agenda at several fora in Nigeria. We captured some of the moments that characterized the day. Meanwhile, there are resourceful children who are busy making inroads in the world of business, prepared to be impressed by them and what they do. There's a bit of fashion talked in our third segment. There's so much more to headdresses and sunglasses than you probably know. Then much later in this package, we will revisit the fear of the ember months. Why are people scared of the last 4 months of the year? Interesting answers are coming. For now, let's watch the news. Reading tonight is Elizabeth Omori. Happy Sunday, Liz.
Happy Sunday, Becky. It's nice to see you, and thanks for joining us on the news segment. Now let's begin with oil and gas. President of South Sudan has commended President Muhammadu Buhari for Nigeria's continued leadership towards galvanizing African oil producers to stabilize the global oil market for the benefit of the continent. A statement by the Acting Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division of the NNPC, Samson Makoji, says the President gave the commendation when he received Nigeria's Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Timbre Silva, in Juba, South Sudan.
The President Buhari have sent a message to his brother, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, on issues related to oil sector, and particularly in Africa, and as he said, issues that are related to OPEC and to OPO, and also the invitation of our Minister of Petroleum to participate in an upcoming conference that will be held in Abuja.
Meanwhile, the federal government is rallying African oil producers in a move to ensure that the continent benefits maximally from hydrocarbon deposits locked in its shelves. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timbre Silva, traversed Angola, Gabon and South Sudan over the weekend. Silva, who doubles as president of the African Petroleum Producers Organization, toured the African oil producer nations, which are also signatories to the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries Declaration of Cooperation. Discussions dwelt on compliance agreement by member nations ahead of the Joint Ministerial Meeting Committee of OPEC and non-OPEC countries in Vienna, Austria in December. In another development, the Minister of State for Petroleum has inaugurated Operation White, an initiative to guarantee energy security in the country, even as the federal government inaugurated a team of 89 persons drawn from 5 key agencies to ensure transparency and accountability in the distribution of petroleum products across the country. Members of the team were drawn from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Department of Petroleum Resources, Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, Petroleum Equalization Fund, as well as the Department of State Security. We now move to the judiciary. Though there have been improvements in Nigeria's judicial sector, more still need to be done, according to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, to ensure sanity and application of modern court processes that meet best practices. The committee met with the Chief Justice of Nigeria and President of the Nigerian Courts of Appeal. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
This is a maiden oversight by the committee to keep abreast with the progress made by both two courts in the last couple of years and deliberate on their changes for appropriate legislative interventions. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tonko, seeks for increase in budgetary allocation to judicial sector, while the nation's Court of Appeal is expecting quite a number of election cases after the completion of tribunals' assignments.
Ensure that that court which is making a request for the employment has all the facilities.
We've been trying with the challenges, we've been trying with the workload, and we've been doing our best to ensure that we do what is expected of us.
This, no doubt, would enable us to make appropriate legislative interventions in times ahead for the betterment of the judiciary.
The committee gave its commitment to ensuring transparent justice delivery system in the country. From the National Assembly, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
Away from the judiciary, President Muhammad Buhari, represented by the Chief of Defence Staff, General Gabriel Olonishakin, has tasked graduates of Navy Direct Short Service Course 26, Regular Course 66 cadets, among other trainees, commissioned as sub-lieutenants to bring the discipline and expertise gained to bear in the service of the fatherland. Kingsley Amaka covered the passing out parade at Navy Training School, One, Rivers State.
113 midshipmen of regular course 66, 73 cadets of direct short service course 26, and 14 cadets of special duties course 2019 in the last 6 to 8 months undertook training in the areas of leadership and management, security and logistics administration, weapon handling, sea navigation, among others, to prepare them for higher national service. At a time that the nation is going through some security challenges, especially with the incidents of maritime security threats.
The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, expects you to be loyal to the constituted authority and be prepared to give necessary support to the Nigerian police and other paramilitary agencies in the discharge of their duties.
12 of the 200 commissioned officers made first class from One, Rivers State. Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
To immigration matters, the government has restated commitment to ensure adequate protection of lives and property of Nigerians, especially those living within and around border towns. The Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Ralph Aregbesola, who gave the assurance while inaugurating an operation base for men and officers of Nigeria Immigration Service Ogun State Command, said security remains topmost priority of the federal government. Hakim Jimo's report is here presented.
The partial closure of Nigeria's borders with neighboring countries by the federal government is a deliberate attempt to curtail illegal activities such as smuggling and transborder crime.
Revenue from duties alone, custom duties alone, almost quadrupled what we had ever had. Why? Because with the drill that is now enforced or taking place at the border post, goods will not enter our country without effective payment of the right duty.
We expect our law enforcement agencies to carry out their duties as enshrined in the Constitution. We must also join hands with them and encourage them to do so without allowing them.
For the Controller General of Immigration, the commissioning of the state-of-the-art facility will help motivate officers to do more.
Trade of legal items. You cannot trade on us. You cannot trade on the rights we don't want. You cannot trade on drugs that will kill our people.
The dignitaries thereafter embarked on facility tour of the operations base.
And Ministry of Foreign Affairs has refuted a video which has gone viral on the social media showing an attack on the Embassy of Nigeria in Benin Republic. A statement by the spokesperson of the ministry, Ferdinand Moye, says the video is an old video of an attack on Nigerian Embassy in Dakar, Senegal, which occurred 6 years ago, precisely on the 4th of March 2013, which perpetrators have been punished by Senegalese government. The statement further called on the public to disregard the information being spread by mischief makers to cause unnecessary tension in Nigeria and Benin Republic. To other matters now, the recent report by the Ernst Young making Nigeria as the third largest recipient of foreign direct investment in Africa is a testimony that the administration of President Muhammad Buhari is focused and delivering on its electoral promises. In a statement by the Buhari Media Organization, BMO, the group attributes the large inflow of foreign direct investment into the country as the direct positive outcome of the federal government's policy on ease of doing business, favorable investment climate, relative security prevalent in the country. BMO notes that the deliberate efforts of the current administration to curb corruption in the system and the removal of obstacles to foreign direct investments enabled an inflow of about $8 billion in 2018 in at least 65 projects, leading to the creation of about 10,000 direct and indirect jobs across the country. The group says, based on this development, President Muhammad Buhari is right in his position that Nigeria is open and ready for the world to come in and invest. Now to education, the federal government has suspended the Ibadan Examination Center in Oyo State for unruly behavior of candidates at the center. This is one out of the 47 computer-based test centers participating in the 2019 October Diet Teachers Professional Qualifying Examination nationwide. Olayin Kaujo reports.
A bid to ensure quality education, both in teaching and learning in schools, that the Teachers Professional Qualifying Examination, which started in 2016, is being organized for teachers.
From January of next year, if you are not a qualified teacher, you will have no place in our classrooms.
Due to the expected sanction, more than 69,000 teachers are participating in the October Diet of the Teachers Professional Qualifying Examination across the country. In our course, an NCE holder who has been teaching Fine and Applied Arts at UBE Arabic School in Kaduna State in the last 2 years described the examination as a way of addressing the state of emergency declared on the education sector.
Most of the questions are from English and mathematics, which I'm not like. English is not my maths is not my field, but I just have to cope with the maths.
While most centers across the country had seamless exercise, the Ibadan Center had to be suspended for unruly conduct. With less than 90 days to the implementation, the council said another examination will be conducted before the end of the year. Olayin Kaujo, NTA News.
Still on education, Abdul Karim Mubarak of Niger State wins top prize of a car and 1 million naira at the 23rd annual Jibwis Quran recitation competition attended by 21 states and 2 regional countries of West Africa. In a message, the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, says participants should continue to emulate the teachings of the Holy Quran and the traditions of Prophet Muhammad. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports.
Mubarak Abdul Karim scores 99 points to beat other participants in the recitation of chapter 60, also known as Surah Al-Baqarah of the glorious Quran, for the 23rd edition of the national event, and was presented with a star prize of Toyota Sienna and cash reward of 1 million naira. Other participants emerged outstanding in their categories with various prizes. Representative of Sultan of Sokoto and the Emir of Lafia Justice Sidi Bagi Muhammad I, national leader of Jibwis Sheikh Muhammad Sani Yahya Jingri, and other scholars expressed satisfaction with the performance of participants. Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Ahmed Idris Wasi and Governor Abdullah Yusuli appreciate sustained commitment in propagation of Islam.
We are people that are learned, that know the virtues of their own religion. That it's automatically have some more than 70% of the population.
All the people who are here, is to preach peace, living together and in unity, and that is what this is all about.
Nasra Governor Abdullah Ali supports the 23rd edition with a car and several amounts of cash as donation for the success of the event. In Lafia, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Now to women affairs. Women are gatekeepers and must be alive to their responsibilities on all fronts for society to be free from all forms of corruption. This is a valedictory message of the Primate of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, to the annual Women's Conference. Victor Azu tells us more.
It's the annual Women's Conference of the Anglican Church in Abuja, an occasion that also avails women an opportunity to evaluate their spiritual journey in the last 1 year. Being the last outing on this front for outgoing primate of the church, Nicholas Oko, and his wife, Nkasi Obi, Their remarks expectedly were laced with words of wisdom to guide the women into the future. President of the women's organizations and wife of the primate, Nkaso Bioko, tasks the women to pay attention to the home front, particularly in the upbringing of their children, given the rising cases of child molestation and sexual harassment.
It is the duty of women to be mindful of their children, right from conception to birth. They have to know what the children do. They have to make sure that they are friends to their children.
The primate, on his part, wants the women to perfect their role of being the link between family and society for the good of all.
They are very important to the home, and the home is very important to the society. So they should make sure that children are well brought up, they have good behavior to present to society.
This is the 20th Anglican Women's Conference in Abuja and the 10th and last for Primate Nicholas Oko. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Let's now talk sports. The much anticipated 2019 Kaduna Polo tournament is on at the Polo ground of Murtala Mohammed Square, with the defending champion El Amin leading 39 other teams across the country for laurels. Sulaiman Abdullahi Rigachikun witnessed the opening match of the centenary event between the Polo teams.
YY Kangemi made a good start in the 2019 Kaduna International Polo Tournament, beating Profile 6-5 at the famous Murtala Mohammed Square in a star match of the opening day witnessed by dignitaries across the country, including Emir of Katsina Alhaji Kabir Usman, as the prestigious festival celebrates the centenary edition of the Georgian Cup. The event, which is reputed to be one of the biggest sporting festivals in the north, is featuring over 50 top-class matches with over 10 foreign professionals from Argentina, Europe, and South Africa showcasing their talents.
Well, this year is historic in the sense that the Georgian Cup, which is the most prestigious polo trophy in Africa, was presented to Kaduna Polo Club 100 years ago. No sports sponsorship relationship in the world has lasted for 100 years. So it's actually a world record.
All the teams are good, and we wish to have a very good tournament, and whoever wins we're all family, so whoever wins is a bonus.
Defending champions El Amin Polo team have a lot of work to do amongst the 39 teams if they are to be champions again. In Kaduna, Sulaiman Abdullahi Rigachikun.
And still talking sports, Super Eagles and Select Cow share the spoils in single